Okay, so I realized this as I'm editing this on April 16th or 18th, whatever today is, the 18th. Um, we recorded this 2 days ago on March 16th. Um, I did not realize because of the and utter awe we were in that we said March 13th instead of March 24th. We were just at a loss for words because of what we saw. Because the only thing we knew what it looked like is really what we seen from pictures and what we experienced that night running search and rescue. So my apologies about that. So please overlook that when you run across that in the video.
Alright, so we're going to start things off a little bit. We're going to go back down memory lane to, I think, 2 months before. It was February when I chased down here. I think, yeah, we were streaming. You were streaming.
Yeah, I think I got.
Yeah,
footage.
you got my footage.
I got footage of you sitting up here. If I remember, I'll add it and everything.
So, originally we had come down here and did a little chase. Nothing really eventful happened. There was nothing, but there was a good cell that provided some good views, but that was about it. But the day started, I got here. We're gonna see the Napa Auto Parts building on the right. Where is it?
It's right there. It's got a little trailer in front of it.
Yeah.
Right there where that blue truck is.
Where the elephant is?
Yeah.
That's the Napa Auto Parts. I'd gotten my tires aired up before the chase. There. Now that whole thing's gone. I actually remember being there. Then I got food at this Bumpers up here, and the Stop and Shop. I'd gone in there and got me some Lunchables. And I'd gone in the Dollar General Market as well.
Yeah, but our first experience at all before March 13th
Was that event?
was here.
Yeah.
I mean, there was, I believe, like very slight rotation with the storm, but nothing too exciting about it. Ended up just dying off, very shortly after it crossed the river.
Yeah. Are you talking about the
Whenever you were chasing out here.
It did have a cell that came across that looked kind of good, had no rotation, formed a shelf cloud that was beautiful, good mezzo, and that was about it. It was a good for photos. And then we met Jaden Pappenheim here, met up with him, and then kind of left. This car would go.
Is that county cop again?
Yeah. Maybe a different one.
Same dude.
Now we're gonna reel this thing back to the day of
March 13th.
March 13th.
We were originally south of town. We're coming down from the north side.
Yeah, right now.
And a few chasers were actually directly in the path. Not going to name them, but they turned out to be just fine. I mean, this, from where we are right now, I mean, it was direct contact with them. So we came in from the south, and at the time, it was just, we watched it hit. We saw power flashes and lightning just illuminating it. And because of the situation we were in with a horde of chasers that really wasn't paying attention to what they were doing, they were just trying to get to here. And while it was trying to hit town, going through town, people were trying to pass us and get in town before it crossed the road. And with a tornado of that strength, you know, it wasn't very safe for them. It wasn't safe at all. So we're hanging back and trying to slow traffic down as we're watching it hit town. And matter of fact, you see where that
Highway Patrol?
no, you see on the left side where those trees start?
Yeah.
That's where we were.
Yeah.
And they was trying to come closer to than what we were. You know, when we was already pushing the limits. But we watched it hit. And at that moment in time, you know, we sat there and it, what, that 10, 15, 20 seconds? It was...
We just watched this thing come in.
Well, I mean, it was over town for how long?
I can't count. It's at least 4 to 5.
It felt, whatever it was, it just felt like an eternity. And...
Here's where they set up the triage center at. Is this John Deere Center on the right.
So Josh pulls up beside me and he says, Rolling Fork is getting hit. And I'm hanging out of my window watching it go through town. And I said, I know. And we waited for it to pass and started seeing lightning strikes of it off in the field onto the right.
Chad went down that road.
And then we finally decided it was safe for us to drive in here. So Josh and I pull up on this exact street that we're pulling into now, along with, what was it, Brian Allen, and who else was with us?
Jordan? Was it not?
No,
it was
Jordan I think was down the same road Chad was. But we just had a few other chasers right here with us.
We had pulled off right here before this power line.
There was a power line crossing the road right here, and this is where we started our search and rescue. We checked these few houses on the left, but they're not here anymore. And one of the houses on the right was pushed down just a few days ago. And then we pull up to this house here, and they're already out in the yard getting ready for search and rescue. And they grab us and say, I need a light, and off we went. Right here was where the picture is an infamous picture that was all over the internet of two 18-wheelers thrown on top of a building, and that was on this street off on the left. And Josh, didn't you keep going straight?
Yeah, I want to go down that road.
Didn't you originally keep going straight?
No, we came down this road right here.
Okay, then you was behind me. This was one of the first really big indicators that we saw of how violent everything was just how that house was. Granted, it looks nothing now like it did that night.
Hey, got a question. Is the lady in this White House still here? Is the lady in this White House still here, or did she leave?
I'm doing some work for them. They own this too. I think they live around here somewhere.
It's an older lady.
It's the old lady and the old man.
No, I don't think it's a man.
I'm doing work for both of these two houses. It's two old men. Old man, old lady. I'm doing work for both of them.
All right. Well, thank you, though.
It's all storm chase.
Yeah, we were here the night everything happened.
Shit, I was here.
She was.
I was here about 15 minutes after they come through here.
We were.
You remember that white Tahoe over here off of Mulberry?
I'm gonna tell you what I remember. There was a white guy standing there in the media, directly talking to people when they come up. I got right there where that bumpers at in that hotel. I got off that road through there and got back up on in this truck in that night, and we got on through there.
Did you help them get out of their house at all?
Did I help?
Yeah.
I wasn't here.
All right.
I ain't from around here.
Yeah, neither are we.
I don't think they made it. I don't
No,
know.
they made it because we had to help them out of their house.
Half the roof fell in on them, and
It fell in on them?
They fell in after we got out.
Okay. What about that house, man? That house was
Wait,
level there.
no, I think it may have been this house.
It
No.
wasn't level back there. Somebody took everything.
Yeah, there was a house, I think, right here. The trailer?
It was one, man. I'm talking about it looked like it just flat.
Yeah.
There's a lot of houses like that on Mulberry too. There's a lot of houses like that behind
man,
this.
To be honest, I come through here that night, man, it was like I was in a movie, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, I was so scared. I was scared to death.
What we're doing. This is one of the streets we came down.
Okay, this is the first. This is the first mobile home I went in.
No, this is the one with the paraplegic kid right here.
Yeah,
the
it's the first. It's the first one I went in, and
the family
you went with me at the time. This is like one of the first houses I checked when I split off, and there was no. I was screaming hello, and I went all the way through the house, and there was nothing. No one was answering me.
Well, we had a paraplegic kid, and we had to help him get out. Reason why is because we didn't know what to use to get him out of the house, so we tried picking up that concrete stair over there.
And
yeah,
you see, this is where the this is where the subvortice was. You see how everything is just.
It kind of skipped these houses right here and
see how it
jumped straight over that.
See right here how it started. It's where that subvortice was. So, I know this is just a ramble video, but this is really. I've been here once before, but we didn't have a lot of time. Now we got more time. But we started running search and rescue, and we ended up on this road. And after that, for me, it was kind of a blur.
You can see the subvortice that came through here.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I mean, we came across house after house, injury after injury, and it was something like out of a movie. It seemed like it didn't add up. At least it didn't add up in my head. I knew what was going on, but it just didn't seem real.
The whole after was a blur. Like, I remember driving to the hotel room. I remember dropping the lady off at the triage center. I remember, actually, I guess I remember everything.
I remember all the quote important moments, but in what order, I can't tell you.
Yeah, but that lady's house is still standing. They haven't torn it down yet.
I don't think they're going to tear it down.
I don't know how her house was the only one that did not get damaged like that. Like, her back of her house is still there. Like, everything's still there.
Yeah, everything.
There's that bus that was sitting here.
Yeah, and wasn't it right there in that pile of rubble?
It was right here by this road.
No, wasn't it like this or that or there?
That was over here on the left.
No, where the 2 18-wheelers.
Oh, the 18-wheeler was right here.
Yeah.
It's like right here.
And so.
Where's that concrete piece that I saw there? They already tore it up.
And I don't think they're gonna let us walk back to the water tower. They got it blocked off. But I came back as far back as here. I went off that way. I went off that way. I got back here, and this part for me, it went by kind of quick, because by the time I made my way back here, there was already fire trucks and police officers and so on and so forth back here. And
the trailer park was on which side of town?
That side. Across the road behind.
Oh, there's the police car with the broken windshield.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys should go behind there.
No, I'm not going to.
Okay. So, yeah, you're kind of getting our first real reaction to this.
Yeah, we can't go this way. Blocked off right here.
So I hope y'all understand what kind of toll it takes on chasers. Because, like I said, this is kind of our real first reaction, nearly a month later, 3 weeks later to everything. So that's Jacksonville.
haven't been here since Dayton's been here once, but it was
We didn't make it far. We walked. They told us we had a curfew at the time, and we showed up with like 10 minutes to spare, and we talked to one gentleman and got his contact and left. Yeah, you didn't go this far back, did you?
I went all the way to the hospital.
Hospital. The errands made it? But this kind of stuff's not easy, especially not to really soak in after the fact, you know? Would you agree with me on that, Josh? You know, really taking your first looks.
Yes.
Look at that.
The whole building fell down. It did. Yeah, the whole thing collapsed after, if I'm right.
Yeah.
So the hospital was on the left. Surprised this building didn't really.
That's one of the funeral homes. There was another funeral home in town. There's a river. I never got to see this.
Yeah, I walked through here, and this is what got me was looking at all this, like, because with the thing you can see the difference. The hospital was down here.
Mm-hmm. It looked like they still had church Sunday, Easter Sunday. Have on their sign, Easter's a gift. That's encouraging to see. Luckily, it looks like it wasn't as strong through here.
Yeah, no, it really did damage back there.
This is where the field starts, back in the back. This is where Max and all them were. Off on the left, I believe. They was more.
Did they get hit?
No.
Oh.
Max and them. Remember I was saying, well, them cars are off in that field. Well, that was Max Olson and them down off in there.
Oh. The hospital's down here.
That's probably why we never ran into them either. So when you got to the hospital, what was it? Was it just an absolute?
But there was just so many people and cops there. It was, I could barely see. There were so many lights.
So it was just one of them things where when you got here,
the damage up here.
Yeah. When you got here, there's so much going on, you couldn't really.
I couldn't tell. I mean, I'd driven this road right here before. This is where I was looking at the field. I didn't stream it at one time, but house gone here.
Yeah.
Full damage down there.
I think I was still doing 4 here. Oh yeah. I was doing 4 here. I didn't make it back this far. I made it back to the...
Yeah, I made it about here, and then I turned around and walked back to find Clayton.
The house just had... That house to be able to rebuild just had shingle damage. But looking at the trees, they're snapped off at the top and got debarking and stop right here. I mean, that's all you see. I mean, just for a while, that's it. Just tarp roofs and snapped trees.
Yeah, what you're seeing on the side of the road is debris from trees, and there's also empty house slabs. Most of those are not actually fully slabs. Those were just houses that, you know, sustained full damage, and they had to tear them down because
I mean,
you had to get them out of the way.
remember what you're seeing now is
3 weeks later.
it's nowhere near close of what it looked like then. It's not even close. The only thing that's accurate is the vehicle damage. That's about it.
And the main street thing.
Yeah.
Because they have it blocked off because they haven't been able to touch it because the buildings keep falling. When I got through here, I was driving around trying to help somebody get to their family member's house. Couldn't get anywhere. There was so many trees all over the road. Like, this area was densely trees, like dense trees. You know, you see trees, full stumps.
Just a quiet back road neighborhood type vibe to it.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's nothing here.
I mean, this is really majority of what you see, just in a straight line. Crop duster.
I'm not talking because I haven't had time. I mean, at some point I was able to process what had happened. I hate how people come here who were never here before just to look at the damage.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's good for people to see what actually happened here with their own eyes. But I also think that the people that responded here, who actually took part in the tragedy that happened here, need to actually be able to see what they were working through.
I mean, it gives us
A little bit of closure, I guess. Allows us to process what happened. You know, because you don't get to see the aftermath whenever you're
well, you're in it.
when you're in it. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you see it.
It's
but-
nighttime. It's raining. There's lightning around you.
And the only thing
There's flashing lights everywhere. There's people running around. There's people screaming. You can't process anything. That part you process later on, and it takes weeks, months to get it out of your head.
And the only thing that we knew at that time was mass chaos.
Yeah. But at some point, you've got to go back and look and be like, hey, this is, you know, it's our job as storm chasers to understand what these things do and the capabilities of tornadoes and other weather phenomena. It's good to actually go back and see the event that you were part of and see the aftermath, because, you know, you were a part of it and it's going to stick with you forever. So you got to see it all the way through.
But one thing that I've found really encouraging is the community. Oh my.
Yeah.
The community's in high spirits. Some of them has already decided they're going to rebuild,
Some of them have decided that they're going to leave.
and some others haven't decided. But regardless of the fact, is they're eager to get on with their life and move on. And they're not going to let this stop them.
I'm just proud to say that I came here, did my job, helped as many people as I could.
And I think we all are.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing I hope to never experience again, but it's one thing I'll put myself in 100 different times.
Whether it means saving the life of one person or multiple people, I mean...
And, you know, people from the community that I've spoken to, and I don't know if Josh has spoken to anybody, but they call it, on the news, some storm chasers were called heroes. We're not heroes, take it right. We're just doing our job.
This is where the ULM kid cut his foot.
Sawyer?
Yeah, this is where Sawyer cut his foot.
Yeah, I mean...
That's that picture I got of just the debris everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, so I have that picture on my phone.
Yeah, because I sent it to you.
No, were there...
I just heard limbs snapping.
That was a motorcycle backfiring.
Oh, okay.
So there were houses here?
Yeah.
What was their structure like? Was there like old townhomes?
I don't know. I came here, and there were just trees all over the place, on top of everything, just debris. It's all over the road. I mean,
The blue house looked like it wasn't even touched. Maybe have a tarp on the roof.
this house too, right here, has a little bit of tarping.
And one of the people I helped, not help get out of their house, just figure out where he was the...
All right, flying through here.
What the heck's wrong with that guy?
I don't know.
Didn't a dude just get pulled over for that when we was talking to Mr. Russell?
Yeah. Dude was driving crazy.
Yeah.
They have cars and the addresses written on it, meaning that there were houses there.
Yeah.
Do I know what kind of houses they were? No. But this is one of the places that we heard people at. I think somebody else got to them first. But
When the scream stopped, I knew I was able to take a breather. I feel bad for saying that, but we were here for how long when the screaming finally stopped?
9 o'clock. We were here for 7 hours that night.
No, it was here. Were we?
Yeah, we got the tornado hit around 8
We didn't leave till
2:30.
But the screaming died down at what 1 o'clock?
This is that bridge I walked across, and I came here and I said it looked like a bomb went off.
Yeah.
Most of this debris has not been touched at all.
I know that hadn't been touched. The way that car is thrown in there. That's that dump truck.
There's that house, or what's left of that house we searched.
Yeah.
There's that building right there.
Now I remember. Actually, I did come over.
That building right there was a little barn factory thing. It's completely gone. Now there was a house right here, a business. It looked like a bank. Right about here. It had like.
There's not even a foundation there no more, bro. They
No,
probably already tore it
I think
up.
I don't know, but it was right here. No, it had a foundation.
Well, it's not there no more. They probably already tore it up.
It was a bank, and I can't find it. Yeah, but it was a really nice building, and it looks like, I guess it was completely slabbed. Because when we came here, we thought it was an open field, but truth be told, I mean, we were told later that that was a full, well-built structure, just completely gone.
Look at these houses just unscathed.
And like literally 2 feet away is just complete destruction.
I mean, they're lucky and extremely blessed.
Oh man, that took a lot out of me.
Yeah, go up here to where Chuck's was up here on the right.
I don't think I want to. I think they're setting up a curfew.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I think it's time for us to buzz off.
It. But we got right here. We could still see the tornado off out of our passenger side windows. I know we're facing the wrong way, but off to our right at the time was just, we could see it, we could hear it.
No, that thing, you could hear it. Yeah, we were. If I go down behind these trees, we were directly by. We had parked by the this antenna tower right here. See its little beep in the distance.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we had stopped right here to look at it. And, you know, we had leaves and stuff, tree branches falling next to us. I think we had around 80 mile an hour inflow winds coming at us. Like,
if not more.
My partner Clayton got out of my car, and then he got launched into the door.
And, you know, I wasn't too far behind them.
Yeah, we were about right here.
And I may have been 200-300 yards behind them at most. And whatever it was that hit me shook my, you know, a Tahoe is a larger vehicle, and it shook my Tahoe. And I was being pounded with tree limbs and all kinds of stuff. You know, this far out. Yeah, I was on this side of the power. I was right there. On this side. I remember saying, I want to clear that tower in case something were to happen.
Yeah, we were about right here.
Yeah. It was just something to make your hair stand up on your arms when you're sitting there watching it. And at that moment in time, you feel helpless.
Yeah.
But
Carrie's not right up here.
Carrie's not far at all. I mean, you just feel helpless. I mean, you did your job as a storm chaser. We identified where the tornado was, if it was a tornado, if it was on the ground. We did all that. And we got the proper warning out. We got the proper information out to who needed it. But at that point in time, we were happy. We was excited. But in that moment of just pure joy, I'm not saying we lost sight of what was going on, but reality hadn't set in that this tornado was literally going through a town.
It kicked in for me when I saw that velocity couplet, you know, just right outside Rolling Fork. I turned around,
and that's when
came
you met
to you, and then said, "Hey, we gotta go. It's doing damage."
Yeah, and
I think it took a second. Like, it didn't take me a little bit to realize. It took about, got out, saw the tornado, and it was the coolest thing ever. And then I looked at velocity, and I'm like, shoot. Got in my car, I'm like, dude, it's gonna hit Rolling Fork. And then, you know, it did.
And, you know, and that's when we had our exchange. Dude, it hit Rolling Fork. And I don't remember exactly what I did. I was watching it hit, and I said, I know. And you turned around and looked at it. And for me, that's when time slowed down. What about for you?
Yeah, I remember stopping, getting out of my car, seeing the tornado, turning around at you, and then as soon as I ran up, told you that, hey, it's hitting Rolling Fork, I don't remember anything until pulling up. I remember getting out of my car and everything after that.
I don't even think Clayton knew, or JD knew, or Tanya knew what was going on at that time. Because they still had their video, trying to going through videos, or they were busy with their hands. They weren't looking out the window. And then that's nothing against them. You know?
Clayton knew. I mean, we both realized immediately that what was happening. Because you're juggling with law enforcement, trying to get them the stuff. You got other people doing film, looking at radar, talking to people, making sure that they are aware that you're in a safe place compared to this tornado. And then in my vehicle is just me and Clayton. I'm driving, looking at it. He's got a camera and also looking at radar. I think there's less going on in our vehicle, so we kind of knew a little bit faster. While it had to take a second. You're juggling a lot of stuff. You're talking with law enforcement, like in person. And you're watching a bunch of other variables at the same time.
Meanwhile, I'm watching the tornado out my driver's side window. And I just wish I could have knew exactly more what was happening.
I think we knew what we needed to know. Because, the response was great. We got there. We did what we needed to do in terms of search and rescue. We saved some people. We pulled some bodies. We did our job. I think we did our job really well. We had the ability, an experience most other people don't get, to go back and have the people that we saved come up to us and say, "Hey, thank you." Not many people can say that. A lot of people came afterwards and helped out with the process, but to have a process, you gotta have a spark.